3 keys for training. This is the how. Okay, we talked about the why. We talked about the what. Now we're going to talk about the how. Okay, I'm sold, Kenton. Kenton, you got me. I'm ready. I want to get in shape. How do I do it? Do I go to the gym? Do I get a membership? Do I get on the machines and do I circuit train or do I towers train? How do I do it? I'm sold. This is what, now we're going to get into it. Three variables. You want to constantly vary your workouts. Anybody heard of P90X? Gosh, of course you have, right? The key, constantly vary. That guy has something figured out, okay? You always want to be doing something different, shocking your body. Don't fall into patterns because you're eventually going to develop a weakness because you're just training the same things, okay? Hunting specific movements. Very important, okay? My dad is a great example. He went, he lifted weights, he got machines, he did bicep curls, he did leg extensions, and he got on an elliptical and he walked uphill on a treadmill, and man, he thought he was ready. Okay? Something is better than nothing. I'm not trying to say that that's not a good idea. I'm just saying there's a better way. You know, a football player could get in shape by running 8 miles a day and doing Pilates. But is that going to prepare him for a football game? Probably not, right? He's going to have to do a little bit more sport-specific movements, explosive movements. Hunters, same thing. We better do something a little more sport-specific than just the same thing as the guy next to us that's training for just to stay in shape. And intensity. Now, intensity, again, is can be a very intimidating word. Intensity is nothing more, it's all relative. Okay, it's all relative. Intensity is basically as fast as you can go. Okay, and by definition that means if there was 100 pounds of rocks here, and someone said, I want you to move this pile of rocks from right here to that wall over there, they can measure my intensity by how long it took me to take this 100 pound of rocks, move it the 50 feet to that wall. There's some equation you can decide how big your intensity is. That means it takes me 2 hours to do it. I go when I train, and I sport-specific train, come back 3 months later, and now it takes me half the time. Okay? My power output or my work capacity just increased. Okay? Was I working any harder when it took me an hour, or any slower, or with less intensity? No, it wasn't. I was doing as hard as I could. It's just that my fitness level jumped up, so it took me less time the second time. That's the intensity part. Constantly varied. Now this, we can go on and on and on for days about how you can constantly vary your workouts. Okay? We've used P90X already, so we'll use it again. He does arms and chest one day, the next day could be plyometrics, the next day is yoga, so it's always something different. Next day is leg day, and there's always something different. Now we need to go outside of those variations because we're hunters. We need to vary the movements and exercises. We need to vary the repetitions. One day we might do a little heavier weight, low repetitions. The next day we might do 100 repetitions of what we're doing. We want to vary the weight, the time allowed, the environment in which we're working out in, the objects that we're moving. It's great to train in a gym, but if you're moving a backpack and you never move a backpack until day one, you're probably going to be in trouble. Because anybody that's trained and then went out in the field and put that backpack on for the first time, this first couple of days are pretty rough. You know, it pulls on your shoulders and it takes time to get used to that backpack. Train on an empty stomach. Train sleep deprived. Train if you're hunting at 4 in the morning, on your hunt, guess what time you should probably get up and start training? 4 in the morning. Now I'm not saying you have to do this for 6 months, the whole off season. I'm saying as you approach, you better be simulating the environment that you're going to be working out in and the movements that you're going to be training. So hunting specific movements. Movements that will directly affect you as it pertains to hunting. On the left here, we have some that will. On the right, we have some that aren't. Deadlifts, squats, step-ups, putting a backpack on and stepping up on a box, and back down, stepping up on a box, and back down. Pull-ups, push-ups, running, hiking with a pack, pull-ups, push-ups. Well, geez, Kenny, I don't think I'm ever going to do this in the backcountry, right? I'll tell you what pull-ups and push-ups and running and squatting and those types of body exercises do is it trains your nervous system and you become a really efficient mover. Okay? In the hierarchy of fitness, the bottom thing is gymnastic movements. Okay? We're not asking everybody to become gymnasts. We're asking people to become really efficient movers of yourself. Okay? If you have a really tough time moving your body, you're going to have a really tough time if you add some weight to that body. Agreed? Right? Right. Okay. On the left, bicep curls. Okay? Am I saying never do bicep curls? No, I'm not. I'm saying this is not going to help you in the backcountry. Okay? If you were like maybe standing on one foot, hopping on one foot and doing it, yeah, maybe, right? Because you're training your nervous system, you're getting a little bit more out of it, you're elevating your heart rate. Sitting on any machines, I use one, leg extensions. Everybody's probably seen this in the gym. You sit down, put your feet behind the pad, extend your knees, come back, extend your legs, come back. Great, great for rehab. Great for rehab. Isolation of quads, great. But there's no machines in the backcountry, right? You better get up and move. Better get up and move. Back deck, that's one of my favorite ones. Come back there. You can strengthen your shoulders, maybe stretch out a little bit, but you're probably more apt to injury, probably more than anything. Okay? Crunches, elliptical, shrugs. You guys have all seen these guys in the gym, right? And it's fine. It has its place, for sure. Machines are really great for bodybuilders. Really good because they isolate muscles and there's no momentum, that kind of thing. But we're hunters. Okay? We are hunting athletes. We demand from our bodies. So we had better get on our feet and use them. All right, so in the early off season, that means, okay, my hunt season's over. I shed my tears, okay, and wrote my journal about how I'm not going to mess that up again, or how great the season was. In the early off season, you want to focus on strengthening your weaknesses. With the last hunt in mind, it's a great opportunity, you guys, to sit down and evaluate yourself. It's a great opportunity. Evaluate yourself. Where's my strengths? Where's my weaknesses? Man, you know what? I can walk all day, but as soon as I put that pack on my back, I get that extra weight. Once I'm done. I'm done. Maybe I need to increase my stamina and my strength a little bit. I might need to just get stronger. So just evaluate yourself. Probably the number one hardest thing to do for people is to really evaluate themselves. Okay? Really evaluate themselves. I'll say that's the second hardest thing, because the hardest thing to do is, okay, you can sit down and be like, oh, I need to get stronger, I need to probably do more miles with my pack on. Probably the hardest thing to do is to go execute it now. Okay, now go execute it. Now go get stronger. Do the things that I'm not good at. No one likes to do the things they're not good at. That's why anytime you go to a gym, there's 30 guys doing bench press because they're good at it. And all the women, where are they at? Right? They're on the elliptical, or they're on the treadmill because they're good at it. And that's what, that's what, if you're good at it, you do it. Okay? For instance, I'm not a good swimmer. I'll tell you that right now. I'm not a good swimmer. So in order to force myself to swim, I had to enter into a triathlon. Okay? The only way I'm going to do it, because I kept saying, oh man, I'm going to swim. It'll really help my cardio, my flexibility. I just couldn't, for whatever reason, I put it off. I'll do this instead. Finally, I had to force myself to swim. And the best way to do that was, I was kidding, go into a triathlon. If I don't learn how to swim, if I don't swim better, I'm gonna drown. Preseason. As the season progresses, okay, January, February, March, get into like March, April, May, and there's kind of it's kind of a blending area here, all right? As the season progresses, you're going to start getting into more sport-specific movements, more hunting movements, running with the pack, doing trail running, shooting with a higher heart rate. You're going to do longer bouts of cardio, okay? Longer walks, longer runs. You're going to do it earlier in the morning. We talked about as we get closer, you're going to start simulating that one. In the in-season, now you've done the work, now go out, now go get them. Just go get them, guys, all right? Flexibility, mobility, recovery, probably the three most important things in season. When you're in season, you don't want to get injured. If you get injured, your season's over. If you twist an ankle, if you can't pull your bow back anymore, or you can't put a pack on because you tweaked your shoulder, your season's over. So flexibility, mobility, recovery, most important. 2 to 3 workouts a week if you can get them in. Okay, you want to have high intensity. You want, if you can, get a partner so you can compete. If you can't get a partner, put it on a stopwatch and be like, okay, how fast can I get these things done? Again, relative. It's all relative. If I said to this group right here, okay, I want you guys to do 100 push-ups. And I said, I'm going to time you. 3, 2, 1, go. There would be some people in here that would be done around 2 minutes, 2, 3 minutes. There would be some people here that would be done in half an hour. Some people that would be done maybe by the end of the day. Does that mean, what am I talking about? The only thing I'm talking about is that it's all relative. The person who took all day to do it, the person who took 2 to 3 minutes to do it, they're both getting the same workout. They're just taking longer to do it or shorter time to do it. Okay, so the last thing we wanted to do is let you guys know that this programming is available. Okay, so we told you why, we told you what, we told you how. We want to leave you with the program's available. All right, they have daily workouts designed for hunters by hunters. Okay, Dan and I are the only ones that design the whole program. Okay, we're hunters, we're fitness guys who love hunting. We want to just bring it to you. Okay, we have mental preparation by a sports psychologist. That's me. Backcountry survival tips by an Army Ranger physician assistant. That's my brother. Get one-on-one training options. You can come to Spokane, and we will break you down. We will show you every movement and what technique, what intensity. We'll go over nutrition. We'll square you away. There's accountability through the community, you guys. Okay, on our site, there's a community of hunters. They come to the site, they do the workout, and they sound off. This is what I did. This is how long it took me. This is the way it took me. These are some things that other guys might want to consider.